The Gentle Art of Tramping, Chapter 20, Long Halts. If your tramping expedition is long, if you have voted yourself plenty of time, if, for example, you are taking a wonder year, you are under no compulsion to keep on tramping. One advantage of being a true bohemian is that you are under no compulsion except that of the heart. You stop when you like, you go on when you like. You surely come to places in which you are tempted to remain, be it only for a few days. You stay a day, and the place grows on you. You stay longer. Then, when the spirit moves, you move with it. Move on, enriched by your delay, by your idleness. There are short halts and long halts. The short ones are simple and natural, the longer ones more difficult to make, but not to be foregone on that account. You come at last to the ideally simple or beautiful or alluring village. You ought to stay there a while, make a home there for a while. And you have only your tramping kit and no word to recommend you. Still, it can be arranged, and the very modesty of your approach should help you. You come from below, not from above. The villagers will not hide their life from you. You may be shy of the stranger, but shyness will wear off as they watch you in their midst. Do not go to the local priest who, being a responsible person, is likely to tell you that it is impossible to stay there and to fill your mind with difficulties. You want to get taken in and hire a room. You have money to pay for it. You should make your appeal direct at the house where you would like to stay. You shall be very civil to the lady, and drink with mine host. It can be arranged. They will even put themselves to the trouble on your behalf. It is so much better to be in a family than in an inn. Inside the little family of a home, you are inside the bigger family of the village. And if you are a sociable soul, you will soon have many friends. You will get to know the village characters and gossips, the village children, the village musicians, the stories of the village, its legends, its superstitions, and then its love affairs, its family entanglements, its coming weddings and fetes. All this is worthwhile in the science of living. It is part of a true tramping jaunt to come back from nature to man, not of need to civilization, but to men and women and children. The village children will prove as near to the wanderer's heart as the birds in the woods, nearer, for they are wood fairies incarnate, trapped on the edge of the forest, and make to live human lives in the village. The written pages of your notebook grow in the village, on the long halt, as do the unwritten yet unfading memories within. Days and weeks tramping in the open crystallize in impression, and your past is like a tapestry on your bedroom wall. There is a space cleared for human life and love and happiness, for dance and for song, for sociality and talk. Here is opportunity for learning new ways of life, and new stories and songs. You may soak in folklore and folk music for weeks. How splendid for you if, when the time comes to go away and resume your tramping, you can carry away with you drawings you have made, songs you have learned to sing, stories which you can tell. You will carry that village with you to the ends of the earth. And then, of course, a village is not merely a village, not merely the broad and rutted roads and the cottages planted among the pigs and fowls. The village has its ways out, its views, its hillsides, and streams, its loveliness on all sides. Your long halt is not a sitting still in a human settlement, but a star-wise tour of all the country round about. Going on and on in a line or route has its drawback. The world is not a straight line, not even a crooked line, not even the line of a man's steps upon it. It is an area, a broad surface. Length cannot exist without some measure of breadth. But at the risk of a paradox, one may say the world is breadth without length. So also man's life. We think of it in length of years, but that, in a way, is error. Life is not length of time, but breadth of human experience. Life is not a chain of events, but an area, something spread out from a hidden center and welling at once towards all points of the compass. In the long halt, therefore, one has not stopped living, because one has ceased going onward. You get poised on your center. You feel the origins of joy and pain, deep down at the heart's core, the place from which something in you is welling up all the while, welling up and overflowing, flowing away in waves and tides to break on a mystical shore. Be like you have a child's happiness into which you are unwilling to probe. You ask not whether it is more in one thing than in another. You tramp and you are happy, and halt and you are happy. Or happiness is not your word for what you feel, not your vein. You muse, you are at one with life, you are content. You ask only to go on in the way in which you are, or happiness is to feel a divine melancholy wherever you are. It is the same for all. The long halt, the dwelling among strange kindred, the choosing of some spot to be beloved in preference for a while, that also enters into the art of life, of the life of the true Bohemian and life wanderer.